Because if you have no goal, if you have no plan, then you're planning to fail. And then if I only have this much money and I'm broke, guess what I need? I need more money, and then I'll stop being broke for sure. So more money equals less problems in a sense, but in reality, that's not the truth. Hey guys, TommyBryson here. And about a year ago, I found myself in big trouble. Like big trouble. I weighed around 215 pounds. The doctor said, "You are obese. You got a problem, bro." And I started doing research because that's what I usually do. And losing weight came down to just one principle. Simple. Calories in, calories out. The body burns a certain amount of calories. If I eat less than that, I lose weight. If I eat more than that, I'm gonna gain weight. And I have been gaining weight, so obviously I've been eating way too many calories. So I found myself in a situation where I did not want to work out more, and I also didn't want to spend all my time eating carrots, because although I love them, I didn't want to eat carrots all day, okay? I didn't want to work out all day. However, though, now I'm done, okay? So how did I possibly lose around 52 pounds in less than a year? The answer is I did what I had to do, not what I wanted to do. And on top of that, I did what works, because what works, works, and what doesn't work, doesn't work. And just like that, we see the same exact issue with people being broke. There is one simple solution to when it comes to being broke and how to fix it. But most people are not willing to do it, because guess what? It's hard. It's difficult. But the most important thing that I realized over the years is that it's different and it is uncomfortable from everything you've been doing before, because you got to kind of change your habits little by little, but you will change completely. So I got to warn you, this video is for you if you want to stop being broke, if you want to have some extra money for your investments, if you actually want to be comfortable and not worry about money all the time. However, I don't have a magic investment. I don't have a magic token, and I just don't have a fast passive income side hustle, whatever you want to call it. I don't have it. Now, I know of them, but they're usually very risky, and I'm not willing to take those risks. Kind of like when I got into fitness very heavy, and they told me, "Well, Tommy, if you take this medicine right here, you will have better performance, but the con is you will have a few years off your life." And I was like, hell no. I'll stick to my carrots, okay? I won't chew it this time because it took me a while to swallow it, okay? Pause. But yeah, guys, in this video, I'm gonna break everything down, okay? So do me a favor, smash the like button. It helps a lot. And on top of that, also, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified. Now, here's something I'm gonna get a lot of hate for. And I'm fine with the hate, because let the hate come. But everyone that's broke usually thinks that one thing is gonna solve all their problems. And that's if I only have this much money and I'm broke, guess what I need? I need more money, and then I'll stop being broke for sure. So more money equals less problems in a sense, but in reality, that's not the truth. And people will disagree with me, but it's a fact. Let me tell you a personal story about the guy I admire the most in this planet. And that's my uncle, okay? And my uncle, mid-40s, he was an alcoholic. And he was also living with his mom at the time. And he worked odd jobs all the time, so he wasn't really making any money whatsoever. It was very odd jobs, living with his mom and an alcoholic. So not great. So Tommy, why do you look up to this guy? I'll tell you by the end of the story, okay? But overall, mid-50s come about, or like early 50s, late 40s, and he gets an inheritance from his biological father that did not raise him. He got over $100,000. He inherited all that money. Now, to him and where he lives, that is this type of, sorry about that. I put up the wrong finger. I wanted to put up the wrong finger. That is this type of money, okay? So blur out before, because I put up the right finger for that. So here's the wrong finger, obviously, okay? But that's that type of money. Enough money to kind of like not worry about money anymore. And guess what happened? In 3 years, all the money was gone, and he almost died about twice. Because the idea is, all of the story sounds very extreme. it is very applicable to everyone out there. If you don't know how to use something, having more of it is not going to benefit you. And I'm so tired of saying this, but it's true. If you don't know how to manage 10,000, 20,000 won't help you. If you can't manage $10, 10,000 won't help you. And I tested this because I got money all of a sudden, and guess what? All the money was gone. I spent all of it on clothes, all of it on trash, made terrible investment, and boom, all the money was gone. But once I acquired this, the knowledge, not the hair, because I have hair, by the way. I went bald because I chose to, okay? But the point is, once I acquired the knowledge, everything changed. Everything was different. I was able to keep the money, to multiply the money. Now, let me tell you exactly what's going on here. And by the way, this stands for people that inherit money, lottery winners, and people that make fast money. If you ask them, usually, anecdotal evidence, obviously, they usually just lose the money all of a sudden because they don't know how to manage it. It's that simple. It's common sense, okay? Now, here's a simple thing that makes you broke. People don't want to hear this. They want to complicate it a lot more. Well, I have 2 kids. My kid is in a terrible spot. Oh, well, I'm going through this. I'm a single mom. I heard all this stuff, and I get it. I understand it. It's not to say that it doesn't make any sense. I get it. It's harder. But the facts are still the facts. I went through all that stuff with my mom and everything like that, but the facts are still the facts, okay? When it comes down to why you're broke, it's as simple as this. You spend more money than you make. And that's why you don't have enough money to invest, to pay off your debts, to save for emergencies, to have fun without having to feel like I'm having fun, but I shouldn't be having fun. And when I get back home from this vacation, I'm going to be sorry about it. That's what that happens because basically you spend more money than you make. And it's hard to change that. Same thing when it comes to gaining weight. Simple fact is, I was eating a lot more than I was burning. And that's why I was gaining weight. I was in denial, like most people are. But the point is, the facts are still the facts. It's that simple. So obviously, when you ask me, well, Tommy, if that's the fact to why I'm broke, then common sense says that the only way to fix this issue is to do either 2 things, okay? And you're right. The first thing is, you can cut your expenses. You keep the same amount of money that you make, but then you have a surplus, which basically means you can use that money for investing and to do whatever else you want to do to stop being broke. That's one way to actually go about it. Second way is you keep your expenses the way they are, right? Same expenses, but you raise your income. And that way you have a surplus again, and you're able to use that money to stop being broke. You know, it's very similar to someone that wants to lose weight. It all applies. It all connects. You know, I didn't want to stop eating like a lot of food. So I decided I'm just going to work out a lot more. That way I burn a lot more calories, keep the same diet, but I'm able to basically still lose weight because I'm burning so many calories. Same thing applies here. I don't want to cut down on my lifestyle. So by gaining more money or making more money, I'm able to keep the same lifestyle while being able to do what I'm supposed to do with this money. But some people are able to say, hey, I'm going to sacrifice this and this and this and that, cut my expenses in half, and then be able to do all these other things by being frugal. Now, that's fine. They both work. They're both fine. One is not better than the other, okay? But one thing I will say is that there are very unhealthy ways to go about this. One unhealthy thing is to consider that there is no cap on how much money you can make. Like legit. You can make either minimum wage, you can make $1 million, 10 million, 20 million, $1 billion. How do I know that? Because other people have done it. And if other people have done it, you're also able to do it. But the work it takes is completely different, obviously. And just like that, there's no cap on income, but there is a cap on how much money you're able to save, okay? Because in reality, you can only cut so far down, like Ramit Sethi says, until you start bleeding. Because at a certain point, your life just becomes very miserable. You can't enjoy what you want to eat. You don't even have internet at home. And that's where things get very fuzzy. And then you end up on a show like America's Cheapstick. And then that's a whole different issue. And that's not really what you want, okay? But overall, it's that simple. That's why you're broke. And that's how you fix it. Now, let me get into giving you some tools that actually help me apply this information, because understanding the basics is one thing, but applying it is a whole different ordeal. Okay, when I wanted to lose weight, guys, okay, one main thing that I had to do first was I had to set reasonable, accomplishable goals. I wasn't out here saying I have this magic formula and I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in 1 month. I didn't do that, okay? Same thing when it came to, for example, getting financial freedom, investing money for retirement, paying off all the debt. At one point, I had $13,000 in credit card debt. I had to start there first. So here's my plan and here's my goals to when it comes to achieving the ultimate goal, which in my opinion is going to be financial freedom. I'll tell you more a little bit later in this video, okay? But this main goal, because if you have no goal, if you have no plan, then you're planning to fail, and then this video makes no sense. You can have all the knowledge, but if you have no one to apply it and you have no plan, it makes no sense absolutely, okay? So first thing is, okay, you do these 4 things one by one. No BS multitasking whatsoever. Just one by one. First thing you do is you go ahead and you save $1,000 in case something goes wrong, but you focus on paying off all of the debt. This is the equivalent of you get rid of all the junk food in your fridge and in your house. That way you're not tempted anymore. But by getting rid of all the debt, you have, for example, extra cash flow. That money you would pay for the car, for the credit card, for the personal loans, for all the stuff. Then in reality, you no longer have to do that anymore because it's paid off. It takes some time, obviously, to pay it off. But once it's paid off, you're freed. You have a little more peace. And then once that's done, that step is done, you focus on building an emergency account. And that's the equivalent of saying, well, I want to make sure that when things go wrong, notice I say when all the time because Murphy's Law is very weird. It's kind of like when you're broke, your car breaks down, then your mom is sick, your dog just died, and everything goes wrong all at the same time. It's what happens, okay? They all come in like chain events, okay? So by having 3 to 6 months saved up, you're prepared for the bad things that are gonna happen at some point. Then third, you start to invest money for retirement into boring things. Don't listen to the, I have this magic token, I have this magic investment. Because one thing I'll tell you is that when you start to have more money hanging around you, you have a lot more opportunities to waste it when you don't understand money. And if you want to learn about investing, I have multiple videos on this channel. So look up Invest in Tommy You'll find me teaching you step by step how investing works. But one great book is also the little book about common sense investing by John C. Bogle. That book is phenomenal and it will help you. But overall, you invest 10, 20% for retirement. Notice I'm not saying half your money or more because little by little, these compound habits, they make massive changes overall. That's what I noticed also when it came to my weight. I didn't have to stop everything. I just had to slow down little by little and everything changed. Then, while you're doing that, you also want to save up to buy your first home, or if you already have a home, you want to pay it off as fast as possible. And to buy a home, I would use the 33% rule on a 15-year mortgage. Look it up on YouTube by TommyBryson. I teach it. I have a whole course to achieve financial freedom with these steps, but I'm giving you the basics right now so you understand these things because most of you guys are going to be on step 1, which is pay off debt and save for emergencies. And this takes like 2-3 years to actually do fully. So again, I promised you guys one thing, that I don't have a quick formula. It takes work to get this done. And once you're done with the third step, which is paying off the home completely, then you can say, I'm going to invest that 10, 20% forever until the sun stops shining. And then you also just keep all the extra money that you have and you can use that for whatever you basically want. You can buy more carrots if you want to. Again, I'm going to have to swallow this carrot because I'm going to put it right here and chew it later, okay? But overall, that's the idea. You get to spend your money on whatever you want to. That's the first thing. That's the plan. That's the mission. Second thing is, okay, you want to track everything. You want to track all your spending. You want to track all your income. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's tedious. But if you want to change things, this is what you have to do. I had to track all my calories. I had to weigh my food. Did I want to do it? The answer is no. But what I wanted needed me to do that. That was a requirement. So you got to do what you got to do to achieve what you want to achieve. What works, works, and what doesn't work, doesn't work. It's that simple, okay? Whether you like it or you don't. But that's the idea. So you track over the course of 1 week, what did I spend money on? What didn't I spend money on? How much money did I make? And do it for 1 week. Then the second week you say, I can make this adjustment, I can spend money on this, but I can cut on this, and you get a lot better at it. And by the third week, you should have a full-blown budget of sorts to say, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna stick to this because I know all the facts and I've been tracking everything. But never, I repeat, never get complacent and never feel like you have everything taken care of, because you will go back into the deep hole of complacency, and that's not what you want. And the third thing is, you have to cut your expenses and you have to try to raise your income. Now, this involves two things, obviously. Cutting your expenses is one thing, because that means, what do I need? What don't I need? What I don't need, I cut off. What I do need, I keep. And what I need is basically shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Everything else is just a want. And I don't need to have an expensive car. That's different. And then to raise your income, you have several ways. Again, I don't want you going out there like some idiots that go ahead and they are willing to say, I'm going to work 16, 18-hour days. I'm going to have no social life. I'm going to have a terrible relationship with my family and my kids because I want to make more money. And everything's willing, that's a terrible idea. You're going to get exhausted and you're not going to be able to sustain it. So the idea is, yes, if you can have a full-time job, work an extra 2-3 hours after you're done with that, or 4 hours, that's fine. Because you still have free time to do other things. Or my favorite way is you try to get a raise at work just by asking for one. And that's an instant income boost. And on top of that, you can also, while you're working that main job and you cut your expenses, use that extra money to say, hey, I'm going to get this other skill that allows me to earn $10,000 extra a year or $20,000 extra a year, okay? By either going to college, getting a trade job, getting a license, whatever it involves, okay? I had a friend, still my friend. I shouldn't say that, okay? His name is William, okay? I love this guy. But he was working a job he didn't really like that much. I think he was doing like therapy stuff where they crack your back. I forgot what it's called. And he wanted to be a personal trainer. While he did that, he spent some money, got his personal trainer certificates, and now he's able to do that which he loves and cares about and is phenomenal at, while earning more money at it. And he's awesome. Follow him on Instagram. I think is Will to Gain. I think it is. Just look up William Santiago. You'll find him. Or just look up on my Instagram and you'll find him also. But that guy is amazing. But that's my overall point. There are different ways to raise your income, work the same amount of hours, and not have to worry about, I'm going to work 16-hour days because that's how Gary Vee do it. I hate that lifestyle. Can't stand it, okay? But that's it, guys. That's how you stop being broke. That's why you're broke. That's how you have a plan. That's how you track things. Now, is this easy? The answer is no. It's inconvenient. It's hard. Most importantly, it's different. And most people out there, they're not doing this, okay? And if you're broke, you're probably hanging around broke people, so they're going to try to hold you back. You got to detach. And you got to find people, whether it's on the internet, whether it's in books, whether it's in podcasts, music, whatever it is, that have the same goals as you do or achieved already what you want to achieve. That's it. That's it for this video, okay? I'm going to sit here, eat my carrots, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Comment down below if you have any questions. And on top of that, did I say like the video? I did already, right? And on top of that, also, if you want to follow me on Instagram and see the whole journey and more of that stuff, the link is down below. As always, more content up here. My face is here. Subscribe to the channel. On top of that, thanks for watching. Long-term team officially out. I love carrots. I love them.